Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shady Spotlight, where we dive deep into the stories that shape our world. The news cycle never sleeps, and neither do we. Get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of the latest buzz, the must-know updates, and the conversations you absolutely cannot afford to miss. We've got a lineup today that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat, from unexpected musical mashups to legendary artists making waves. We're talking about the kind of news that makes you say, "Wait, what?" So buckle up, because the spotlight is on, and we're about to shine it on some seriously interesting developments. Let's get into it. First up, we're heading into the realm of music and literature, where a titan of horror has revealed his surprisingly unenthusiastic take on a legendary rock band. You might think you know what inspires the masters of suspense, but this revelation is definitely going to surprise you. We'll break down his candid comments and connect it to some fascinating memorabilia hitting the auction block. Then, we're shifting gears to an epic musical collaboration that's got everyone talking. Two giants of the rock world are joining forces for a track that promises to be nothing short of legendary. We'll explore the backstory of this powerhouse pairing and what it means for fans of both artists. Get ready for some serious musical history being made. But that's not all. We've got another angle on that massive musical announcement, digging into the details of a highly anticipated album release and the star-studded lineup of guest artists. Plus, we'll get a critical look at the new collaborative track, dissecting its sound and its place in the current music landscape. It's a deep dive you won't want to miss. Finally, we'll wrap it all up with a quick recap of the biggest stories of the day. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and join the conversation in the comments below. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Subscribe now and ring that bell. King's musical misfire, a rock icon's unexpected dislike. Stephen King, the undisputed monarch of modern horror, has a new movie adaptation of his novel, The Long Walk on the Horizon, a dystopian tale set in a future America where a deadly endurance contest determines the sole survivor. While promoting this chilling cinematic venture, King engaged in a candid, Ask Me Anything session on Reddit. Fans, eager to peek into the mind of the master storyteller, posed a variety of questions, including one about his potential playlist for the grueling Long Walk itself. King, reflecting on the book's 1967 origins, reminisced about the music that defined that era for him, listing tracks like Get Together by the Youngbloods, Eve of Destruction by Barry Maguire, Carol by the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan's Subterranean Homesick Blues, Eddie Cochran's Summertime Blues, and Danny and the Juniors' Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay. He then contrasted this with his current musical preferences, noting a shift towards AC/DC, Rancid, Metallica, the Rolling Stones, and Bruce Springsteen. However, in a statement that surprised many, King explicitly declared, "Not Black Sabbath, I never liked them." This declaration, coming from an author whose work often carries a dark, atmospheric, and sometimes heavy tone, has sparked considerable discussion among fans and music enthusiasts alike. It raises questions about the sonic landscape that truly resonates with a creator of such intense narratives. In a twist of fate, or perhaps a subtle nod to the enduring legacy of the band King disavows, news has emerged from the BBC about a unique piece of Black Sabbath memorabilia. One of the custom silver rings designed for the band members to commemorate their farewell concert in July is set to go under the hammer at an auction on September 17th. The designer Jaga crafted 5 such rings, with 4 being presented to band members Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward. These distinctive rings are adorned with the crest of the Aston Villa Football Club, the venue for their final performance, and the year 1968 marking the band's founding. The spare 5th ring, presumably kept aside or perhaps intended for another purpose, is now expected to fetch an impressive sum, with estimates around $2,000. This intersection of literary royalties, musical critique, and tangible rock history heading to auction creates a fascinating juxtaposition, highlighting the diverse ways artists and their creations continue to capture public attention. But that's just the beginning of our musical journey today. Prepare for a massive collaboration that's set to rock your world. Rock royalty unite, Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen drop Hollow Man. In a monumental collaboration that has sent ripples through the music world, Bon Jovi has released Hollow Man, the lead single from their upcoming album, Forever Legendary Edition. This track marks the first-ever recorded musical partnership between Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen, two titans of New Jersey rock whose iconic voices have defined generations. Released on August 29, 2025, the duet is a cornerstone of the reimagined version of Bon Jovi's 2024 album, Forever, which is set to drop on October 24. Beyond the highly anticipated Springsteen feature, the Legendary Edition boasts an impressive roster of guest artists, including Lainey Wilson, Jelly Roll, Jason Isbell, Karen Leon, Avril Lavigne, Joe Elliott, Robbie Williams, and Marcus King, transforming the album into a star-studded celebration of musical camaraderie. The genesis of this collaborative project stems from Bon Jovi's personal journey following vocal cord surgery. After the release of Forever in June 2024, the singer's recovery meant he was unable to undertake the demanding touring and promotional activities typically associated with a new album. This album is more than just a collection of collaborations, it is an album born out of necessity, Bon Jovi explained. My vocal cord surgery and subsequent rehab was a well-documented journey that played out while releasing Forever in June 2024. I was singing well enough in the studio for the recording, but the vocal demands and rigors of touring were still out of reach for me. Without the ability to tour or promote an album we were all very proud of, I decided to call on some friends to help me in my time of need. He further elaborated on the spirit of the project, stating, "All are great singers, artists, and also just great people. The result is an album with a new viewpoint and new spirit, a collaboration album that proves we all get by in this world with a little help from our friends. I feel tremendous joy and gratitude releasing this album, and I think it shows in the music. I can say with certainty that there is always something bigger than me, and that's we." The Legendary Edition of Forever features a tracklist that reads like a who's who of contemporary music, with each song highlighting a different celebrated artist. In addition to the Springsteen collaboration, Bon Jovi has also treated fans to Red, White, and Jersey, a powerful new original song that serves as a heartfelt anthem to their home state, available now on all streaming platforms. The Legendary Edition promises a fresh perspective on Bon Jovi's latest work, infused with the unique talents of its featured artists, offering fans a rich tapestry of sound and a testament to the power of musical connection. But the story of this epic collaboration doesn't end there. We'll explore the official announcement and the full guest list in our next segment. Bon Jovi unleashes Hollow Man with Springsteen, drops Red, White, and Jersey. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees Bon Jovi have officially announced the upcoming release of their 14-track collaboration album, Forever Legendary Edition, slated for October 24 via Island Records. This highly anticipated project reimagines their latest album, Forever, with contributions from an impressive array of musical heavyweights. Adding to the excitement, the band has simultaneously dropped two significant new tracks, the powerful original anthem, Red, White, and Jersey, and the lead collaboration single, Hollow Man, featuring the legendary Bruce Springsteen. Both tracks are available now across all major streaming platforms, offering fans a tantalizing preview of the Legendary Edition. Bon Jovi himself shared the motivation behind this extensive collaborative effort, explaining, "This album is more than just a collection of collaborations, it is an album born out of necessity. My vocal cord surgery and subsequent rehab was a well-documented journey that played out while releasing Forever in June 2024. I was singing well enough in the studio for the recording, but the vocal demands and rigors of touring were still out of reach for me. Without the ability to tour or promote an album we were all very proud of, I decided to call on some friends to help me in my time of need. All are great singers, artists, and also just great people. The result is an album with a new viewpoint and new spirit, a collaboration album that proves we all get by in this world with a little help from our friends. I feel tremendous joy and gratitude releasing this album, and I think it shows in the music. I can say with certainty that there is always something bigger than me, and that's we." This deeply personal sentiment underscores the album's theme of mutual support and shared musical experiences. The Forever Legendary Edition, Tracklist reads like a dream collaboration, featuring artists such as James Bay, Robbie Williams, Jelly Roll, Jason Isbell, Ryan Tedder, Billy Falcon, The War and Treaty, Joe Elliott, Lainey Wilson, Avril Lavigne, Marcus King, and Karen Leon, alongside Springsteen. The original, Forever album received critical acclaim, with publications like The Times calling it a triumph, and The Sun praising John Bon Jovi's masterful vocal performance and some of John's most affecting lyrics. The band's enduring appeal is further solidified by their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame, backed by over 130 million albums sold worldwide and a legacy of stadium-filling anthems. This strategic repackaging of Forever not only allows Bon Jovi to share their new material with a wider audience despite John Bon Jovi's recovery, but also leverages the star power of their collaborators to create renewed buzz and engagement. The Legendary Edition is poised to be a significant release, showcasing the band's ability to adapt and thrive by leaning on their extensive network of musical peers. But how does this star-studded collaboration actually sound? We'll get a critical review of Hollow Man next. Hollow Man Review: Springsteen elevates, Bon Jovi drifts. Bon Jovi's latest offering, Hollow Man, featuring Bruce Springsteen, has been met with a critical eye, with one review suggesting that while Springsteen's presence significantly elevates the track, the overall composition lacks distinct spirit and direction. The collaboration, part of Bon Jovi's forthcoming Forever Legendary Edition, is described as what one might expect from a superstar feature, relying heavily on star power to climb charts, but with little intrinsic energy. The review notes a lingering caution among listeners, perhaps recalling previous Bon Jovi works, and posits that Springsteen, despite being born to run, is now lending his talents to help the stragglers of sound. The sentiment is that while Bon Jovi aims to capitalize on the appeal of recognizable names to keep the album afloat, the execution of Hollow Man itself is seen as a missed opportunity. The review speculates that Hollow Man might be autobiographical for John Bon Jovi, noting lyrical themes of a promised land that naturally invite Springsteen's involvement, particularly when they touch upon America in crisis. Springsteen's contribution is highlighted as the song's strongest element, offering a treatise on hard work in a nation perceived to be lacking it. His vocal passages, reminiscent of his iconic work on Born in the USA, bring a vaguely charming contemporary hit vibe, musing on familiar themes of national decline and unfulfilled promises. However, the review criticizes Bon Jovi's lyrical approach, suggesting a focus on rhyming over a cohesive storytelling arc, which dilutes the subtlety and emotional depth required to address a beloved country's perceived souring. The inclusion of Springsteen's recognizable harmonica work is noted, but ultimately framed as part of a spare parts occasion, where Springsteen's solo moments are the most compelling. While acknowledging Bon Jovi's fine voice and the surprise of his solid performance post-vocal cord surgery, the review points out that the band's past work, particularly their mid-1980s glam rock tracks, can still be polarizing. The Legendary Edition's strategy of enlisting a wide array of artists like Avril Lavigne, Jason Isbell, and James Bay is seen as an attempt to appeal to diverse fan bases, with Springsteen leading the charge due to his enduring prolificacy and ability to imbue any song with a message of camaraderie. Ultimately, Hollow Man is deemed to just about get by, a testament more to Springsteen's gravitational pull and Bon Jovi's ability to assemble a popular cast than to the song's inherent strength. The critique suggests that Bon Jovi is acting as a withering pop vampire, extracting chartable quality from artists rather than creating a truly synergistic musical piece. And that brings us to the end of our deep dives for today. Stick around for a quick recap and your final call to action. And that's a wrap on today's Shady Spotlight. We heard Stephen King's surprising take on Black Sabbath, the epic Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen collaboration, Hollow Man, the full lineup for Bon Jovi's Forever Legendary Edition, and a critical review of the new track. Don't miss out on any of our updates. Hit that like button, subscribe to Shady Spotlight, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Let us know your thoughts on today's stories in the comments below, and follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.